If you still think we're the first advanced civilization to exist on Earth, then this will change your mind and blow it at the same time.
Alright, let's see it.
Okay, so this is a map of pyramids all around the world, all allegedly built independently of each other and all having identical structures that follow this similar step pattern.
So they're not identical, they're just similar.
Now I know, most historians will tell you, oh, it's just the easiest tall structure to build, it's human nature. If it's so easy, why are our 21st century brains not capable of doing what dozens of ancient civilizations have repeatedly been able to do?
So when scientists talk about how it's the easiest and the most efficient way to build a tall structure, they're talking about starting from a wide base and then getting smaller as you go up. They're not talking about using these specific materials and the specific building techniques, which differed from time to time and from place to place. So if you're talking about building pyramids, we absolutely have that capability. If you're talking about using a given technique with a given material, it is the need that we lack, not the capability.
We got the famous pyramids of Djoser in Egypt, but everyone knows about those. Across the world, there's Chichen Itza, Pyramid de los Nichos, Tikal Temple, the Great Pyramid of Cholula, among others in Mexico.
And these were all built within the last 1,000 to 1,500 years.
And then on the other side of the planet, we got Kokur and Prasat Bakse Cham Krong in Cambodia.
These were also built just over 1,000 years ago.
Off the coast of a tiny Japanese island deep within the ocean is the sunken Yonaguni monument, a supposed 10,000 years old, older than even the Egyptian pyramids.
So the Yonaguni monument is a natural rock formation that is millions and millions of years old, and that is not the Yonaguni monument. Here is an actual picture of a portion of the Yonaguni monument, and here is another. The picture being shown in this video is actually a model pyramid that was built underwater just off the coast of the Playa Mia in Cozumel, Mexico. And here is a picture of some fish and a scuba diver swimming around this adorable little pyramid.
This is just the tip. We got way more lesser known pyramids even older than the Egyptian ones that ain't even standing anymore. Like the Gunung Padang Temple in Indonesia. Doesn't look so hot now, but used to be a step pyramid a whole 9,000 years ago.
So this isn't a pyramid at all. This is a hillside that had 5 terraces carved into it and then andesite retaining walls built around those terraces. Scholars date this to between the middle of the 1st century BCE and the 8th century CE, with most scholars suggesting it was built probably somewhere in the middle of the 1st millennium CE. There's only one scholar who is quite a fringe scholar who has insisted it dates to 9,000 to 20,000 years ago, but they've never published those claims or any research on it.
At least that's what they thought, until a more recent radiocarbon analysis shows that the lower parts of this temple go as far back as 28,000 years.
And that analysis has never been published. It is just something that that one scholar has claimed, and nobody takes them seriously.
Then this enormous hill in Bosnia was studied, and almost every archaeologist that visited it confirmed that it could not have been naturally formed.
This is flatly false. There is only one person who is not an archaeologist or a geologist, but is a Bosnian businessman who has been claiming that these are human-made structures. All archaeologists and geologists agree that these are natural formations, and that businessman has broken into excavations and has himself tried to reshape these natural formations in order to support his widely rejected theory that these are pyramids that were built by humans.
The Fallen Pyramid of Hellinikon in Greece has boulders that are joined so tightly that even a human hair can't fit through the joints without any sort of ancient cement used. Built around 3000 BC.
Rock carving techniques like this are known from all around the world, and the dating of these pyramids is still disputed.
Meanwhile, an almost identical masonry techniques was found in these walls in the city of Cusco in Peru, called Sacsayhuaman, over 11,000 kilometers away. And how old are these walls? Mainstream history will tell you they were built around the 15th century, but researchers recently uncovered a writing system built directly within the blocks of these walls that's well over 30,000 years old.
Researchers have done no such thing whatsoever. One man named Derek Cunningham, who has absolutely no relevant training background or expertise, has been claiming for a while now that a bunch of different archaeological sites around the world attest to this 30,000-year-old astronomical language system built into the angles of carvings. And he's not been able to convince anybody that there is any merit to his claims.
Again, a topic that deserves its own video coming soon. This exact method is also found on a site called Ahu Vinapu on the remote Easter Island, older than even their legendary Moai heads, as well as Khafre's Valley Temple in Egypt. How did our ancient ancestors figure out these identical building techniques completely independent of each other when we still have no idea how they did it to this day?
We actually have a handful of theories regarding how they went about doing these things. We just don't know which one or which combination of ones is the right one.
Get to the Ellsworth Mountains in Antarctica. Okay, get your tinfoil hats ready for this one, because this satellite footage from 2016 shows what could be a pyramid buried in the South Pole.
It's not. It's just the product of many, many, many years of erosion. Here's a zoomed out satellite image. You can see that quote-unquote pyramid on the left, that this is just part of a much larger mountain range that has been eroded over millions and millions of years.
This map from 1513 by sailor Piri Reis shows a perfectly accurate coastline of Antarctica, even though it wasn't officially discovered 300 years later in 1820.
So that's absolutely not an accurate coastline. That is what was known as Terra Australis, a hypothesized continent that cartographers attached to South America in numerous maps between the 15th and the 18th centuries.
What's weird is this map connects South America to Antarctica, which it could very well be that over 10,000 years ago these two continents were connected by a sheet of ice.
Odd that you would introduce this theory by saying that map shows a perfectly accurate coastline of Antarctica when your theory requires that that not be the coastline of Antarctica, but the coastline of an ancient sheet of ice that doesn't exist anymore.
Researchers claim this map was sourced from an even more ancient document that survived from the Library of Alexandria in Egypt, which was destroyed by the Romans. What if the builders of Giza left this map as directions as to where else they put pyramids around the world? And
yeah, it's not that.
the pyramids are just the start. Take a look at these ancient artifacts from Bolivia, Turkey, Indonesia, and Easter Island. 4 completely separate corners of the world, all with identical carvings and artistic styles used, and again, thousands of kilometers apart and absolutely no contact among each other.
I think you may need to look up what people mean when they use the word identical.
Just another coincidence, right? Now get a load of this one here. I know it sounds crazy, but you'd be surprised. Ancient laser.
Nah, that's okay.